Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews and welcome to another reading vlog. Today is Tuesday, January 12th. I'm currently on my lunch break. I have big plans for my lunch break. I have so many things I want to do. I just finished last week's vlog. I'm starting this one. I need to order some groceries and I would also like to read. So lots of things to happen during this lunch break, but we're going to try to make it happen. But let's get into what I want to read this week. So I do have some pretty good plans. So first I have Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. This is for a coworker book club that we've started within my library. I do have this on audio and I'm expecting that I can listen to it while doing other things, which is my main plan. So I'm not too concerned about this book. I also don't have to get it done this week. I think I have to get it done by halfway through next week or something. I don't remember when our book club's meeting, but I have a little bit of wiggle room with it. I'm not too concerned about that one. Next I want to read, which is what I'm going to start today on my lunch break, is Bone Music by Christopher Rice. I really want to read this book and I'm not really feeling it right now, to be honest, but I'm going to go ahead and start it and see what it's like because I was so excited about this book. And now I think just because I want to read other things, I'm not feeling it. So I'm just going to try it today. If it gets DNF'd or put on pause, that's fine, but we're going to try. We're just going to try. I also have two other books that I would like to try to read, and this is where things get a little hairy. I put a whole bunch of things on hold on Libby through my library. They're all audiobooks, and they're always super popular titles that have a super long wait list. Well, all of a sudden, 5 or 6 of them all came in at the same time. Now, my library, which I believe is a Libby wide, I don't think it's your library is assigned into it, but Libby now offers the option to have it delivered later. So if you're not ready to read it, you can be give it to me later. So I did do that with majority of them. I was please don't even look at me until February. Thanks. But there are 2 that I did decide to go ahead and borrow, and I would like to try to get through them. So the first one is In the Woods by Tana French. This is a book that I've owned for a very long time, close to 13 years I've owned a physical copy of this book. I picked it up, I started it, it was interesting, but it wasn't what I was into 13 years ago, so I put it down. I then let my mother-in-law borrow it, and she loved it, and now that I am into adult thriller, murder mystery kinds of things, it sounds like something I would love. So it's been a priority of mine for the last year or 2 to try to pick it up, and I got the audiobook from my library, so I would like to try to do it. I like listening to adult thrillers on audio, so I'm hoping I really love the audio narrator, and hopefully we can make it happen. And then the other one that came in is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Another book that I own, another book that I really want to read, and now that I have the audio, I can't not, So I know I shouldn't, but I can't not. I'm gonna try to start listening to In the Woods while working, and hopefully that can happen. Today's just a day. This week is going to be a week, that's how I'm feeling. I may update you guys after my break to let you know how I'm liking Bone Music. We'll see what happens today. Alright, so it took a lot longer to order my groceries than I anticipated, but I had a lot to order. This is a giant order that's gonna last hopefully 2 to 3 weeks. But I was only able to read the prologue and then the first chapter, and then I read a little bit of the second chapter just to get a feel for what is going to be going on in the story. This book so far is really good, but it's going to be very dark, very creepy. I don't know if I can read this at night. We're gonna have multi-POV and also multi-format in the way that the story is told, and I'm just so here for it. So far this is really excellent. It's a really good start to this book, but I also know this is gonna be terrifying. Oh god, this is gonna be terrifying. I'm so excited but so nervous to start this book. So now I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna start In the Woods on audio, and then once I get off work, maybe I'll start reading more of Bone Music. Hello, I am back with another reading update. So I started listening to the audiobook of In the Woods by Tana French, and you guys, this is such a snooze fest. It's so bad. I have like legit no idea what's going on, and I've been listening to it the whole time. Like, granted, I am doing work, but like it's a very like slow Irish accent, and I've got it on like 1.5 speed. I'm gonna play you a clip just so you can understand what I'm going through.
Rafferty, a local resident walking his dog in the wood, spotted a wristwatch in the undergrowth about 200 feet from the tree where I had been found. The watch was distinctive. The face showed a cartoon of a footballer in action, and the second hand was tipped with a football. And Mr. and Mrs. Savage identified it as having belonged to their son, Peter.
Like, like I can't. I can't. So I'm gonna not listen to that. I still have plans to pick up the book. Probably not this month though. And I'm gonna try reading it physically. But at the same time, it might not be the book for me. It feels a bit more of like more on the mystery side than a thriller side, and something that like, I don't want to say this. I don't want to say anything that like comes off as rude. I mean this in the best way possible. It seems like something like an older person would read. Like, I definitely could see some of my older patrons who are into mystery at the library picking this book up and loving it. So yeah, we're just gonna set it aside and worry about that at a different time. Not this time. Hello. It is Friday. I have not updated you guys in a long time. I think the last time I updated you guys was Tuesday? So, let's talk about it. Number one, I think I'm feeling a little slumpy, and I'm trying to fight it, but I don't know. So, I haven't updated you because I haven't been doing that great of progress with bone music. I kind of think that this book can't really be read quickly. Like, it just feels like a book that I want to take my time with and just slowly read it. So even though I think it's due back kind of soon, I think I'm just gonna keep my slow pace with it, read it when I want to, and then, you know, if it's due back, return it, wait till it comes back, pick it up again, that kind of thing. Which is another thing, I don't want to pick it up at night because it's terrifying. So I've been reading it in the day when I can, which is kind of hard with work and life. So yeah, it's a difficult book. So I didn't want to update you guys because I wanted to like make a decent chunk of progress in this book, but it's just not happening. So I don't know if I'm feeling slumpy because at the same time, like, I can't think of a book I want to pick up right now. So that's why I feel like it's a slump. But also, I am enjoying this book when I do pick it up. I'm just not picking it up. So something else I've been doing when I'm not reading is I have watched the entire season from start to finish of Bridgerton. And you guys, the show is so freaking good. Like, oh my god. It sounded like something I may enjoy, but then at the same time, I wasn't really into it. So I decided like, but everyone loves it, so let me just check it out. And sure as shit, they were right. The show is amazing. I binged most of it the other day, and then I watched the last 2 episodes last night. I kind of wanted to update you guys before I finished it, but I didn't have anything to update you guys on. I didn't want to tell you like, hey, I'm a failure. And also I'm watching Bridgerton, but I guess we're doing that today, so it's fine. But now, as for my plans for today, I'm currently working from home. I do have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, so that's very exciting, which means hopefully I can get some reading done. But something I'm going to pick up right now is this book called Penguin Problems. Look at how cute all these little penguins are. It's called Penguin Problems. It's by Jory John and Lane Smith. So a long time ago when I went to BEA, they were promoting this book, and they did so by giving us these little like posters on a popsicle stick. And I found them the other day when I was cleaning out my closet. One of them says, "Why do strangers always talk to me?" Like, I feel you, little penguin. I feel you. So this inspired me that I really want to check out the book because it sounds amazing. So I asked my library to deliver this to me because we're doing home delivery if you live in the city. So I am really excited to check this out. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and read this right now just to, you know, feel accomplished, get back into reading, Make it happen. Okay, this was so cute. It's such a quick read. It's definitely geared towards children. I was hoping it would be like a little bit more unawarely inappropriate so like parents get it but the kids don't understand. But my favorite scene is, so this walrus goes up to him. So like the whole book is like him just walking around complaining like, I'm cold, why is it snowing, why is everyone being loud, it's too bright out, you know, just like complaining about literally anything. So this walrus comes up to him and he gives this whole long speech about like life is tough, but you know, everyone has problems and you need to look around and appreciate things instead. You know, look at how beautiful the sun is glinting off the mountains and, you know, be grateful that you have family and friends that love you and surround you and, you know, like trying to give him a pep talk. And the penguin's reaction is just, who the heck was that guy? Why do strangers always talk to me? I just love it. What a good book. I love that. So now, I think I'm going to get some caffeine because I haven't had any since last night and I am feeling it. So I'm going to go do that. And yeah. So I will check in with you guys in a bit. Hello. It is Sunday. Pretty positive I'm in a book slump. You guys, I tried so hard to not let this happen. I think I've been in a book slump for a while. I think it's been a couple weeks coming. I don't feel like reading. I'm not reading. And I can't even think of a book that like I want to pick up. So it's not like the books I'm not interested in. Like there's not a book I want to read. So it's a hardcore book slump. So I have done some reading since I last updated you guys. So I did start Fiercely Happy. I am on page 132. So I'm that far into it. So far, this book is, I mean, it's a memoir, so it's not like super gripping, but it is hilarious. I was listening to it in bed the other night and had to physically like hold in laughs and just like basically look like I was convulsing because my husband was sleeping and I'm trying to listen to this really funny book. But so far I am enjoying it. I do really like that there are some photos throughout, not like all the time, but every once in a while there will be a photo and I really enjoy it for the context that it brings. I also really like that the author is the audiobook narrator and she really treats it like an audiobook. Like she does perform it and she says things like, since this is an audiobook, you probably don't see the cover in your hands or you won't see this photo, but there is a photo of this in the book or something like that. So I really, really like that. I am enjoying it. I just haven't picked it up since. So I think it's been 2 days since I picked this up. And then to try to like get me out of the slump, I did go ahead and pick up Kingdom of the Wicked. This is the gorgeous, gorgeous copy that the Bookish Box did, and I'm obsessed. I haven't made a lot of progress with this. I'm on page 18. I am obsessed with the audiobook for this. It's really well done. There is like music in some parts. There's some parts where like it'll be talking in this ear and then it'll be talking in this ear. There's a couple parts where there's two people talking at once. Like there's a scene where the sisters are chanting a protection spell and you hear two people chanting this protection spell. And then in the beginning there's this like really creepy thing that's like as above so below, as above so below. It's just like, it's creepy and it's very immersive and I'm really loving the audio quality. However, this beginning part, I don't want to say boring, but it is slightly boring. For somebody who's in a book slump, the beginning of this book is boring. And I just like, I want it to just like get to the action, get to the gruesome parts because I'm dying, you know, like I'm in a book slump and I need something to grab me out of it. I started it, but I'm just, like all these books sound great, but I just don't want to pick up anything. And that sucks so bad. So I'm going to try today to do something to get myself out of this. I'm gonna do two things that usually make me want to read. So, number one, I'm going to be redoing my bookshelves because I finally got my fourth bookshelf. You guys, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for Walmart to be back in stock with their $30 bookshelves, and it's just not happening. So Target has one. It sounds similar. It might be slightly shorter, slightly thinner by like 0.1 inch, like not even a full inch, just like slight differences, or they may be exactly the same. So we bought one at Target. So I'm going to build it. I'm going to rearrange my shelves. So that should like reignite me wanting to pick up books. And then I think I'm also going to watch some BookTube. That's the plan, to try to get out of this book slump, because I really want to. But alright guys, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Please, just get me out of this slump. Okay guys, I am done building my shelves and rearranging everything. I think it turned out really, really well. It is currently 10:30 and we will talk about what I read and how far I got in just a second. But first I want to show you my shelves. So let me spin you around. Okay, so first, these are the shelves that you normally see behind me. I have changed them around, so the top two are going to be Harry Potter shelves, keeping them at the top so that they're not in any of my videos or anything like that, but since I'm doing a bookshelf tour, they're there. Then, this all used to be my unread books, so I have changed it to my read books, and I have done some showcasing of my favorite books. I got this really cool easel from the Target dollar section many years ago, so I think I'm going to switch this out for like my favorite art print at the moment. This is my Jennifer L. Armentrout shelf that I've had, so this shelf has not changed at all. Down here I made a Sarah J. Maas shelf because now I have enough of her books to make it her own thing. I really like how this one turned out, and I can't wait to get the next one of that and then more of this series. And then it continues on with my red. And then right here, the shelf is very blank, besides another easel that has a hawk and poppy art print on it. And that is because this is going to be my other Jennifer Armentrout shelf. So currently that one is full. I was going to move some of them down to the other one, but I really didn't know how to organize it, and I really like how this shelf looks. So since I did get the bookish box from Blood and Ash box, I will have those books as well as anything else that Jennifer comes out with. So as I get more of her books, they will start going here. I really want to make this very focused on From Blood and Ash because all the books I'm getting are exclusive, super fancy editions. Plus, this series is going to have more books, so as this one grows, I can take out books on either side to bring down here. So those are all of the read shelves. So now, instead of you guys judging me for what I haven't read, you will see all of my favorite books. And then over here, we have my new shelf, but these are all of my unread. So I have put them in color coordination. It looks so nice. Down here I have my Nightmare Before Christmas shelf with some Nightmare Before Christmas books in the background. This one is a graphic novel of the entire movie, and this one is an illustrated edition of the poem that Tim Burton wrote. These are some Bradford Exchange figurines that I got, and it's all lit up with a black light, and then it continues on with the unread. Down here though is like my specialty books. So we have this really cool edition of the Game of Thrones books I have. This is a fake book of New York that I have all of my mementos from BEA and stuff. This is a really cool True Blood comic that I got, and then behind it is a bunch of anthologies and things like that. And then over here is my husband's bookshelf. So these are all of his books. And then last but not least is this wall. So I did need to move my TV over, and we put it on a different mount so that it can move and swivel so that I can see it better from my desk now that I have these shelves here. Let me sit down so I can show you. So now I can see my TV better. I did hang up two little things. So this is a diamond dots that I did that looks like ebony. This is a really cool art print that I got at one of Jennifer L. Armentrout's signing events. And then up here is this really wonky crochet fish, is what I call it, that my stepdad's cousin made. So she wanted to learn how to crochet, tried to make a scarf, and this is what came out, and she didn't know what to do with it. She gifted it to me because she said that nobody would appreciate her work other than me. And she's absolutely right, and I love this. It was over here on this wall, but since I moved the bookshelf here, it would have been in this corner and you couldn't see it. So I hung it up here as a reminder to just love what you do and be creative, and I just love it. So yes, that is all done. It took quite some time, but we are done. I can't remember what time I started. It was sometime like between 5 and 6, I want to say, but I'm really, really happy with how everything turned out. I think it's really, really cool. But all right, let's talk about the reading I did while doing all of that. So I did read majority of this book. I am on page 304. So I literally have this little tiny bit left, so I am going to finish that tonight. But okay, I'm gonna go take a shower, get in bed, finish Fiercely Happy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning. I am about to start doing some dishes and getting on with my plans for today, but I wanted to quickly talk about the reading I did last night. So, I did finish Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. I finished this before midnight. I think I'm going to give this book 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I'm somebody who is trying to get better about understanding mental health and how I react to it, so I definitely appreciate that book for that. And then I did read some more of Kingdom of the Wicked. Now, I got to chapter 6, and I thought that that was like way farther. It's like 40 some pages. And the chapters are super duper short. So I don't understand why this book feels so like slow and draggy to me, because I just don't get it. I will say that we just got to the part where something happens that is described in the description, but I won't tell you in case you kind of want to go into it blind. But we got to that part, so I feel like the book is like really gonna skyrocket from there. So I think I'm gonna switch to physically reading it tonight and see what I think about it that way. I love the audiobook, but for some reason it is just not picking up the pace. So I'm gonna try physically reading it. Hey guys, it is now Thursday, and it is time to wrap up this vlog. So it is definitely safe to say that I definitely went through a book slump. I think I'm starting to get out of it now, so that's definitely good. So let's talk about what I ended up reading this week. I think it was in this vlog where I did make a little bit more progress with bone music. I haven't picked it up since though. I'm currently on page 68, so not a whole lot of progress. This book is definitely very interesting. I did find out that it is available on Kindle Unlimited, so I did sign up for another free trial, which I do every once in a while. This is due back at the library, so I need to return it. But if I still don't finish it by the time my Kindle Unlimited trial is over, then I will just recheck it out. Then I listened to the audiobook for Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I did have my staff book club to discuss this, and we all really enjoyed this. What we all agreed on is that this book is very hilarious. It makes mental health normal and talks about how it should be something that we do talk about. And we also noticed that this book does something kind of different. Most books that deal with mental health, they talk about the darkest days, and this book talks about the everyday. It makes mention on some of her darker days, but she really doesn't get into it. She talks about how a regular day is, and how mental health isn't just those dark days where everything stops and is affected. It's something you deal with every single day. So I really enjoyed this. I definitely think this is something that everybody should pick up, and I just thought it was great. And then last but not least, I picked up Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I have made some progress on this book. So the last time that I checked in with you guys, I think I read to page 18 or 20 something. I have since then switched over to reading it physically, and I'm now up to page 116. So I've made some more progress. I think I'm gonna stick with reading this physically. I really love the audiobook. It's really well done, but for some reason, it's just not doing it for me. Every time I listen to it, I am just not invested and I'm not making good progress. So I switched to physically reading. It's definitely a lot more gripping. What the description says this book is about, I'm now at the part where that is starting to happen. So the vengeance and the demons and stuff like that are now happening. So this book is definitely a lot more interesting now, and I'm really enjoying it. So I think that my book slump is over because I am really excited to pick this book up, which I haven't felt that spark for any book in the last week. So that is definitely good. But alright guys, that is everything that happened in this vlog. I'm very happy that I can see the light at the end of the tunnel of my book slump, or at least we think. But hopefully I can do a whole lot of reading this weekend because there's so many books I wanted to read this month, and I just want to make it happen. If you guys have made it to the end of this vlog, go ahead and comment the crying sad face because of my book slump. And if you want to add a little bit more to your comment, tell me how you get yourself out of a book slump. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Don't forget, if you enjoyed it, to please give it a thumbs up. Keep reading, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!